Welcome back here, 2014 PSP Chicago Open. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Chris Lasoya, and we are about to watch upTon 187 crew take on Chicago Aftershock here in Champions Division relegation matchup. And man, this is going to be a crazy game here. Chicago Aftershock, upTon 187 crew, these two teams fighting for their lives in the Champs Division. You're looking at the high huddle right there for look at all the cameramen surrounding upTon 187 crew.
I love when cameras come around. It always made me play better. It was definitely a lot of fun. You know, 187 crew, desperation mode, going against Shock. A very unpredictable team, can come out really, really strong and beat the crap out of you, or come out really, really slow and you can take advantage of them right away. But you never know what Shock you're gonna get. They're very, very well. You definitely know where Carl Markowski's gonna go. That's pretty easy to know.
Yeah, he'll be somewhere on the
on your side. Somewhere on your side of the field.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know if it's if he's going to be running the snake, shooting at your face off the break, or if he's running in the corner or the insert, or pausing and then going. But he will be over here. And there's Chris Sosine on your screen right there. Big pickup for Chicago Aftershock as he played for Los Angeles Infamous. Actually, you know, he came up with Aftershock and around that camp and was on the team for a while and moved to the Infamous camp. Didn't get the playing time he felt that he deserved and that he wanted, and so he decided to come back to Chicago Aftershock, and he has been just a huge boost to the Chicago Aftershock lineup. Then you're looking at upTon 187 crew. upTon 187 crew had a terrible prelims. Really struggled through their prelim matches. upTon 187 crew, they played Dynasty and lost 7-1. And then they also played Damage and lost 7-0. Crew really struggling in the prelims. They played Heat, lost that game 7-3. And then they played X Factor, lost that one 7-0. So no wins so far for upTon 187 crew. But on the bright side, upTon 187 crew, they're a young group of guys. And they just need to stay the course. Use whatever metaphor you want about trying to go on a crazy hard paintball journey, climbing a mountain, sailing the seas, whatever. Just pick your metaphor. But it's all true though, but it takes a long time. They've diversified their lineup. They've gotten a lot more deep. They're still not as deep as some of these bigger teams. But you know what? Neither is Shock. You know, Shock's not very deep either. These two teams are basically going to be throwing their starting five at each other for the next 15 minutes, and then we're going to figure out who's going to win. The event PBA overall rating leaders. So we're talking about Top Gun leaders right now. Not fantasy, not just pure kills. This is everything. This is all 6 metrics. Survivability, win rating, win fluence, how many penalties you got, how many kills you're getting, your G rating, all that comes into the mix to decide who the best players are in the world. And right now, Archie Montemayor is sitting at the top of that list, and he has all season long. Ryan Greenspan is right behind him. This is just for this event, by the way. Ryan Greenspan really having a good event for Sango Dynasty. But at the same time, Ryan Greenspan, Archie Montemayor, those teams have been knocked out of this event. Archie's team just got relegated down to the Challengers Division. Jason Edwards up there, Marcelo Margot, and Dave Baines. Jason Edwards on Damage, Margot on Ironman. Ironman playing awesome, and Margot is a huge part of that good play because he's been backing up Alex Goldman in the Snake. And also, can't forget about Big Dave Baines playing on Edmonton Impact, and Edmonton Impact is going to be playing Tampa Bay Damage in the semifinals. So lots of crazy games coming at you, man. Thank you guys for supporting PBA. Every dollar that you spend on the webcast goes directly to our budget so we can continue to do this, help progress the sport, and bring the best players playing the best games into your living room and onto your mobile devices. So, you know, if everyone could get a friend to help buy the webcast, we can really keep this thing around and keep it going forward. And it looks like there's we're having lots of issues with the scoreboard over there because of all the crazy rain we got. So we're going to have to take a quick technical timeout, but we should be back here shortly. I think they heard they're going to be able to fix it pretty soon. So stick around. We'll be right back.
It's a huge mental process getting ready for a tournament, and it's getting ready for a tournament from the first weekend that we get to practice on the field to dealing with things at home to, preparing myself mentally on the plane flight out here 20 minutes before the game, 5 minutes before the game, and 5 seconds before the buzzer goes off. I was certainly excited and really grateful for Eclipse offering me a signature gun. Alex Frazier did my artwork, and so I trusted that he would come up with something really fresh and cool. And I really, really liked the way mine turned out. It was really clean and looked good, and it was put on the perfect platform for me. So, I mean, it's an exciting thing, and it's an honor to have a signature line. It's like this feeling of appreciation and respect. My name is cRew. I play for San Diego Dynasty, and this is my gun.
We all know what it's like. Trying to keep a complete set of Allen keys is near impossible in the paintball world. The Vanquish system makes it easy. You only need one. For everything. One key, one gun, one company. My name is Nicky Cuba. I play for Team Infamous. And the Vanquish brings my game to another level.
I first picked up a paintball gun when I was 9. I used to stand around at the field and stare at the Ironman players, hoping for a shot. I earned my way onto the team when I was 15. We won 2 world titles. When I blew my knee out for the second time, the doctor told me I'd never play again, but I refused to let go of my dream. I'm an Ironman, and paintball is my life.
He is good enough to play. I'm an aggressive person, still to this day. Anytime I play, even if I play Call of Duty, I'm running at you nonstop.
Do you have an issue with them? No, I'm just...
You can speak up, Vito. The camera's facing towards me. This is freaking huge to me, and I want to see what you're going to do, okay? Because 9 out of 10 people, they give you a little hint, when they go bunker somebody, the idiot runs right into their freaking barrel, okay? When their barrel's shooting, pounding one way, they run right into it to bunker him, guaranteeing their death. Well, figure it out. Don't do that.
Is there anybody here from Sweden? Where's the Swedish guy? There he is.
Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us here. We had still have a couple technical issues, but I think we got things figured out over there with the scoreboard. Again, we got clobbered by rain before the event, during the event, and it is playing a little havoc with some of the electronics. But looks like we're underway. I'd like to welcome Todd Martinez, victorious Todd Martinez, back up to the commentator booth. Todd, that was a good game that Vicious just played against X Factor, and it looks like you guys preserved your spot in the Champs Division.
Yeah, live to play another day, you know. Just got another opportunity to stay in the Champions Division and compete at Riverside. You know, had higher hopes for this event, but, you know, we're still in the Champions Division. That's what matters. But, you know, just started a day late out here.
Yeah.
You know, started playing our good paintball yesterday. But just happy to get a win today.
So the next Champions Division relegation match is underway. Here we go. Chicago Aftershock on your right. upTon 187 Crew on your left. And so right now, it looks like first to go into the snake is 187 Crew, but they lose Max Trailer. And now AJ Lawhead makes his move into the snake. Carl Markowski backs him up. There's AJ Lawhead, but AJ Lawhead gets blasted on his first engagement. So nice work by, I think that was Dan Zaleski, just blowing apart AJ Lawhead. So now it's going to be up to Carl Markowski to try to get it done over here on the snake side of the field. And then now just cannonballing up that D side of the field is Chicago Aftershock. I don't know if he made it in that 50-yard line. Dorito, I think he did. If he did, that is going to make life hard for Eddie Painter over here, who is backing up Zaleski in the snake. I think Zaleski might have just got shot in the back, cross field. And the referee checking him over. I think he's actually clean. Maybe got bounced. So now a move being made by upTon 187 Crew. Carl Markowski up over the top of the snake. Eddie Painter gets back behind Zaleski. There's Markowski. Markowski needs to switch his gun, though. He needs to tighten it up a little bit here. And then now he's going to get run down. And did he trade out? And Zaleski, I think, is going to trade out. No, Zaleski's still alive, so Carl not able to get a ball on him. The referee's going to get out there and pull out Zaleski. So it was a trade out for Markowski and Zaleski. Rob Velez still alive for Aftershock over here, snake side. And it looks like here comes Brian McKenna. So consistent, Todd, over on that D side of the field for Shock.
Yeah, he's been playing solid. He's gotten some big games. I watched him play over there on a Dorito side this event. You know, and just when these guys get down, he's always still pushing forward. So, you know, that's what you want out of your Dorito attackers. Never just to see bodies die and try and lock it up, but just to keep making an aggressive push on that side of the field. And he's been doing that for them this event.
And McKenna gets that last kill. So Brian McKenna dominating over there, along with Chris Sosine, who shot Max Trailer, and Thomas Mantoni. So good work by Shock here. And then we talked about how important this snake is, but we've also talked about how the crafty players on the D side of the field are going to play a role, and an important one at that.
Yeah, Matt Sossman saved our lives over there on the Dorito side because he was just shooting so many people on the break. You know, it was obvious that we needed to get up that Dorito side, but it was just still kind of tough. And, you know, definitely we still could have played that side better, but, you know, he was just blasting people on the break, you know, for the past 3 games that we played. And, you know, when we watched Houston Heat play yesterday, Tampa Bay Damage, you know, they were really getting out there. Sewers, John Woodley, you know, getting up to that Dorito, getting to the corner, and then just really wrapping and putting the pressure on it and getting up. Here's that replay of Carl Markowski jumping over the snake and then into the 50, back over and across, and then Zaleski. There's a fill by Painter to the corner. He's going to try and get down the wire to protect Zaleski, but Zaleski's going to see it, get up and go. And Zaleski ends up getting pulled as well. So
well, let's look at these on-the-field lineups here for these two teams, Chicago Aftershock and 187 Crew. You have Mitri, Ginter, Thole, McKenna, Wozni, Sosine, Velez, Lahed, and Markowski for Chicago Aftershock. For Upton 187 Crew, Zaleski, Derula, Pike, Mantoni, Eddie Painter, Greg Lazat, and Max Trailer. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She's down in the pits.
Hey guys, I'm here in 187's pit with Eddie Painter. You guys are battling to stay in the champions bracket against Aftershock right now. It's been a hard weekend for you guys. How is team morale coming into today, into this really important match?
No different than any other day. We've done this before. We feel great, like Dan said. Everybody's ready to win this match.
All right, what mistakes are you guys trying to avoid to make sure you can get this win?
We got to get them going wide on that snake side more than we have been all event. And we need to put more pressure up the middle. We haven't done that enough.
All right, we'll see if they start pushing up the middle, and if they can put pressure on the snake side, we'll see who gets this next point. Back to you guys.
Yeah, well, at least they've identified what they needed to do. Again, Upton 187 Crew, highly talented bunch, but not able to get it done here at this event. Big move all the way to the snake off the break.
And there's Roberts getting followed up right away by Carl Markowski, matching him up. Both teams in snake 3 right now. 187 with an extra body over here on the snake side in the snake can and the snake side temple. Oh, it looks like Rob Velez in that snake side can. One body down. Chicago Aftershock loses Lawhead on the break. But they still have McKenna up there in that Dorito too, playing aggressively, getting up early. It's definitely going to help them being down a body right now. Carl Markowski working across, and it looks like Velez gets shot out of that snake side can, so now 5-on-3 advantage for Upton 187. But 187 gives the body right back out of the Dorito 1. Just Mantoni over there on the Dorito side for Upton 187. Greg Lazat walking off the field for 187. We've got Derula, Trailer, and Roberts over here on the snake side. Derula's now crossed up from that snake side can, trying to keep McKenna from coming down the field. And big move right there by Roberts as Carl Markowski tries to come into the 50 snake, bunkering out Markowski. McKenna gets shot over on the Dorito side, just one body left for Chicago Aftershock. It's Chris Sosine filling all the way over from the Dorito side into the snake side can.
And this is exactly what Upton 187 Crew needed to do here, Todd. They needed to come out, they dominate over here on the snake side, exert their will, put the fear of God in Chicago Aftershock. And they still haven't won this point yet, but it's not looking good for Chris Sosine, who is the last player left alive right now for Chicago Aftershock. And he is stuck in that back bunker. And here comes the hammer about to drop on Sosine. So nice job, Thomas Mantoni, Matt Derula, Max Trailer getting it done. Nick Roberts also, man. Nick Roberts is fast, Todd.
Yeah, dude, he is real fast. Coming in on that side of the field, a shock went down the Dorito side. They're doing a really good job about getting down that side of the field too.
Well, hey man, at this point in the game on a Sunday, what you need to do is full field vision. You can't. We've talked about the snake and how important it is, but I'll tell you what. Just because the snake is the most dominant structure on the field, and you can get the whole way down it and shoot everybody in the back, that doesn't mean you can ignore the D side of the field as well too.
No, absolutely not. And once you get to that 50 Dorito, you definitely cause a lot of problems for the corner guys over here on the snake side of the field because they get pinched out. I see a lot of guys getting shot in the pack at the can, at the bunker right behind the snake 1. So it's definitely a powerful bunker, but I just think that once you're there, you're stuck there for a little bit. There's not much further you can go down that side of the field. So, I mean, there you see that was a great move right there by Roberts, just smoking down Carl Markowski. Carl Markowski making that same move, jumping over the 50 again on your screen. Thomas Mantoni playing good, bringing a lot of experience to this team for 187. I think he helps him out a lot. Look at this matchup right now. I mean, as far as attacking.
Yeah, well, again, these two teams are still kind of on their upward trajectory. Shock is because of that third place finish they had the last event, but they've been so kind of rather inconsistent the past couple seasons, but they have this new rebooted lineup, so we're just kind of waiting to see what they're made of, how far they can get, how well they're going to do. But both these teams playing in these relegation matches right now. And again, that's what's at stake, though. Their lives in the Champions Division, as Vicious was able to assure their spot in the West Coast Open Champions Division. These two teams fighting for that right now, and it's tied up at 1 apiece, 15:56 to go, about to start this next point.
Yeah, I really like the pickup of Thomas Mantoni. I think he's brought a new dynamic to 187. I think they needed some more depth. And, you know, the couple tournaments that we've seen him play here, he's been not only shooting people, but, you know, he brings a lot to the team. You know, he talks really loud. He's kind of fiery guy, you know, brings a bit of an attitude. And I think he's really going to help them long term.
He's not nearly as attitudey as he was when he was younger, when he was a kid. Chris Sosine actually taking a walk. I remember there was a few times I wanted to wring his little neck. But he's grown up a lot. I mean, his body hasn't changed much. He still has the body of a 12-year-old. He's still short, tiny, fast, but his personality, he's grown up and he's come to his own. He has a lot of experience to bring to that team, and he, like you said, he brings a new dynamic to that team. So
some more experience for him in the PSP Champions division, and he'll only get better as well. So 187 right now has got Dan Zaleski in the Snake 3 shooting across the field. Max Trailer behind him, who's getting a check out by the referee right now, as 187 is going to lose Derula out of the Snake side can, so they're going to drop that first body. 4-on-4 now with Chris Sosine walking off the field. Markowski, McKenna, Velez.
Oh, look at the shot. That was a great shot by Carl Markowski, just edging out just a little bit, Todd, and just clipping him on the pack. You guys saw a great shot there by a camera guy. Shock again, taking the 50 Dorito on the side.
Well, you know what else? Guys, well, Carl Markowski has really kind of reformed his mind since coming back into the game. When I played with him long ago, just really struggled to kind of mentally shake off when he got shot or got ran down or shot going to his bunker. But now, each new set's a new set, man. Each point's a new point, and that's the way he looks at it. So, you know, he's in there trying to get things done, but 187 is not rolling over yet. They still have a player in the Snake as well, too. I believe it's Max Trailer. And so, Max Trailer and Carl Markowski balling out right now.
Well, Max Trailer had the drop on Carl Markowski, as you guys just saw, and just totally blew the shot. And then Carl Markowski now recognizes he's there and trying to get him up gun battle-wise. Shock taking that 50 Dorito on the far side of the field, helping Carl Markowski out. And now he's going to see he move back and watch Carl go get him.
And here comes down the Dorito side. Looks
Good
like
job.
Rob Velez closing that game out.
Yeah, Max Trailer had the drop on Carl Markowski. Carl Markowski was over the top, shooting inside. Max Trailer comes up and just totally blew the shot.
Well, it's tough. I mean, he was, you know, at the time, you know how hard it is when you're zoned in and you know you need to make that shot. And you know the other side's starting to fall, and you're like, okay, I got to make. Oh God, I missed it. Okay,
that's the worst.
I hope he comes. Is he gonna come out again? Oh, he's not gonna come out again. Oh, so upTon 187 crew is gonna go down by 1. AJ Lawhead getting 2. Rob Velez a couple for him, and Carl Markowski as well. So 13-29 left in this matchup. 2-1 is the score. There's Carl on your screen. 21 kills in this tournament so far. And such a huge pickup. I love watching that guy play, man.
Yeah, no, he's quite the player. Look at this replay right here, Todd. Look at the shot in the pack. That was great.
Nice.
And then Max Trailer's going to fill in the Snake here at the top of your screen. He knows that Carl Markowski's in there. Like you said, Carl Markowski playing really, really nice low. And there's that move up the 50 we talked about. Look at this trade out here. Shock takes it. 187 goes up to get him. I think he goes around, gets him right away, but gets shot.
Look at this. There's McKenna and Lazat. Hello.
Good job. But good job by clearing him out, though. Because Greg Lazat knew he was going to be a problem up there.
Yeah, but if Lazat had went and got him right away instead of sliding in, he might have been able to be standing at that 50, rapping and blasting Chicago Aftershock guys. That's why communication's so important. You got to know, but
well, Greg
not
Lazat,
sure if anybody saw McKenna get in there in the first place.
Greg Lazat is one of those guys who, you know, when upTon first came on the scene, we were like, oh, who's this? You know, Dan Zaleski, Max Trailer, Nick Laval. Nick Laval now on Edmonton Impact. They're playing this afternoon or later on this morning in the semifinal matchup against Tampa Bay Damage. But the good thing for upTon 187 crew is that they've started to get a lot more depth. And Greg Lazat is one of those guys that really has improved his game since got a lot more experience now and is really getting some things done for upTon 187 crew. And I like the pickup of Nick Roberts and Matt Derula. I think that and Thomas Mantoni. And that's the thing, you know, 187 is slowly but surely getting a lot deeper.
Oof.
Yeah, without question.
They just went deep into that mud puddle in Dorito. One up the Dorito side and shoot one body off the break. That's Rob Velez coming off early. Lawhead filling out here to the Snake side. Shock in the Snake corner and the Snake side temple. 187 going up the middle on the Dorito side into that tall temple. Here comes Is that Kirk Wozni getting in the game down here for Chicago Aftershock in Snake 3. Number 11, he's going to post up down the wire, and we're going to have a confrontation between Kirk Wozni and Nick Roberts.
Oh,
they're going to trade
man.
out, and then Lawhead tries to make a bump into the Snake afterwards, and he gets picked up, I believe, by Zaleski.
Yeah, Zaleski being good and patient, but now coming down the field, just going to work. Here comes Dan Zaleski.
Yeah, now Zaleski is going to just tee off on the back of Chris Sosine. Nobody saw that move happen, and now he's going to have another free kill on that Dorito side corner. So what a move right there by Dan Zaleski.
Well, usually Chris Sosine's looking this way, but by Matt Jarula getting up in that tower right next to the 50 Dorito on that far side of the field, Chris Sosine had to switch, which caused a problem. And then all of a sudden, here comes Dan Zaleski down the Snake side of the field, back massaging, as you put it.
Yeah, well, Dan Zaleski is, they need him. They need a guy like Dan Zaleski in the Snake. Again, they do have a lot of weapons now, but they've started to send different bodies over here. We've seen Max Trailer in here. We've seen Nick Roberts in here. We've seen a lot of different bodies come over this way, but that's one of the things that 187 realized they were not doing in their 4 losses that they had in the prelims, was they were not effectively attacking the Snake, and it took them a while to figure out that that was what needed to happen, so they started flooding more bodies that way.
There's that move. Nick Roberts taking out Wozni, and then coming down the field trying to fill up him. AJ Lawhead getting shot by Dan Zaleski right there, and then Dan Zaleski takes the Snake. So well played. Matt, you talk about this, Todd, back and forth paintball in this Snake, and that's what's going to win the game for you.
You can see the frustration right there. What was that for Chicago?
Lawhead.
Yeah, Lawhead kind of dropping the ball a little bit. So tied up right now here, 2 apiece. No penalties so far. Right? I don't think we've seen a penalty in this game.
We will now.
So
no,
but penalties have played a huge factor, especially in that X Factor vicious game. 12 minutes and 26 seconds to go before the start of this next one. So hopefully you guys got your fantasy teams in. If you didn't, well, definitely want to make sure that you sign up for the West Coast Open. My fantasy team is crushing right now. Not my quick pick; they're doing okay. But yeah, you had a chance to win a GI Victus.
I think my fantasy team is now on the backs of Dizon, Jason Edwards, and Nick Sloviak. I think that's all I got left. Oh, Dalton Vanderbilt.
Okay, well, that's pretty good. Yeah. Having anyone in the semifinals is good for your fantasy team.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge part of it, is who's going to go on. Who can you get for a good price, at least in the draft section of it. I'm sorry, not the draft, but in the quick pick. In the draft, there is no, you can pick anybody you want. There's no money involved, so you get to stack your team up. It's pretty awesome, actually. So here we go. Looks like body dropping. It's Nick Roberts from upTon 187 crew.
On your screen, Max Trailer right there trying to get outside. A little help from his friend in the back. That's Matt Jarula, but in the Snake first, his Aftershock. Oh, looks like it got clipped in the pack, though, Matty.
Yeah, Carl didn't get low enough and got clipped cross field, I think, by either Thomas Mantoni or Greg Lazat. So Markowski's going to come off early here. But Lawhead, knowing how important it is to get in there immediately after your front guy dies. So Lawhead going to try to pick it up after that last point that he had here in the Snake. But Max Trailer able to crawl down to Snake 2. Push coming up, though, on the D side of the field. It looks like he might have got taken out, or is he still alive?
That's Chris
Sosine. Still alive.
Chris Sosine making the move, kind of the creeper up the middle on that tower.
I first started noticing Chris Sosine on moves like that. That guy is, he's big, but he is a very, very intelligent player. He sees those seams. He's able to read those seams. That's why he's such a dynamic player, because he's a great shot on the break. He's clutch, and he makes moves up the seams like a front guy.
He reminds me of John Richardson a lot. Like with his heads up, kind of goofy, trot down the field. It's goofy, but he gets it done, man. Gets it done well.
Yeah, Chris Sosine's a gigantic pickup for Chicago Aftershock.
Literally. He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
There's his pack. He has fantastic elbows. But he's playing that really well. There's nobody on that side of the field on the far side for 187 crew, so he's able to wrap around that bunker.
Well, the 2 guns he's looking at is Max Trailer and the Snake, and then Matt Jarula. But those are the farthest guns over. I was going to say, because what's happened is Thomas Mantoni slowly but surely getting pinched out. So Thomas Mantoni gets pinched out. That causes Matt Jarula to get pinched out as well, too. Here comes the highway run, and it's not going to be nice right here. Oh, over the top is Rob Velez sticking Max Trailer here in the Snake, and that's the last body to drop for upTon 187 crew. So the point will go to Chicago Aftershock, 10-12 on the clock. by McKenna. Chris Sosine left alive. 7 confirmed kills, man. Dude, Chris Sosine puts up numbers for Shock.
Yeah. I think he gets at least 2 a game. I mean, every point he's out there, well, unless you get shot in the break, which is, I mean, obviously happens.
Yeah, and Chris Sosine, if you go look at the rankings, he's really high up there on the overall rankings.
Oh, wait,
too.
I got Sosine on my fantasy team, too.
Oh, he's just getting you paid right now.
I think you're lying.
Ducats, dude.
I think you're just picking some names.
No, I'm telling you, man. I'll list them right now.
We're going to be right back after this. 3-2 is the score. Stick with us.
He is good enough to play. I'm an aggressive person, still to this day. Anytime I play, even if I play Call of Duty, I'm running at you nonstop.
Do you have an issue with them? No, I'm just.
You can speak up, Vito. The camera's facing towards me. This is freaking huge to me, and I want to see what you're gonna do, okay? Because 9 out of 10 people, they give you a little hint, when they go bunker somebody, the idiot runs right into their freaking barrel, okay? When their barrel's shooting, pounding one way, they run right into it to bunker him, guaranteeing their death. Well, figure it out. Don't do that.
Is there anybody here from Sweden? Where's the Swedish guy? There he is.
Looking at the pits right now for Chicago Aftershock, and also the new season of the roster, Episode 1, playing during the lunch break, courtesy of Planet Eclipse, starring Chicago Aftershock. Man, it's such a fascinating story. It's hard for Shock to compete at this level, and they, trying to not only keep the legacy of Aftershock alive, but form a legacy of their own, wearing that Aftershock blue jersey. So, yeah, the factory team for Planet Eclipse having a pretty interesting year, but fighting for their lives in the Champions Division right now against a really hungry upTon 187 crew who's losing bodies as well. So bodies dropping for both sides. Markowski comes off, and it looks like Darula is going to come off for upTon 187 crew. That's another guy waiting to see him burst out of his shell. So 4-on-4, Velez, Sosine, Lahed, and McKenna alive for Shock. And, man, Tony, Zott, Roberts, and Zaleski alive for upTon 187 crew. 9:35 to go here in this matchup.
Oh, there goes Roberts out of the snake now for 187 crew. There's AJ Lawhead looking to try and get in the snake. On the flip side of the field, you can see Shock making the push. Here comes AJ Lawhead.
Oh, what a move right there.
Makes a catch. Catches one from Dan Zaleski.
Yeah, Dan Zaleski for the second time beat Lawhead to the punch and was waiting for him to make that move. Huge right there for 187 as Lawhead was about to come into that snake, start going to work on the other side. And there goes Zaleski again, getting Velez out of that can. Comes across onto the other side of the field. Just Sosine and McKenna. McKenna gets shot out of the Dorito side temple. Chris Sosine alone in that Dorito 1. Here comes the push down the Dorito side, and Sosine going to get bunkered in the back of the head down the wire.
Oh, Sosine losing it on his team right now. He got put to the ground by, who was that coming down on that side? I think it was Greg. Yeah, I think it was Greg Lizotte. So Greg Lizotte just absolutely drops the hammer. Drops Sosine. Sosine gets up, looks at his pit, and just loses it on his pit.
Yeah, I thought 187 was going to lose that right there when Nick Roberts got shot for the second game. He came out hot, getting into that 50, bunkering people out, got a couple good games under his belt. And then Shock was able to slow him down the last few points. But, I mean, back and forth game here. This is going to determine who goes down to the Challengers division. But it's all tied up right now.
Yeah, a little bit too much Dan Zaleski for Aftershock on that one. And again, we see the importance of this snake bunker, the snake structure over here. If you just have one guy left over here and he knows what he's doing, he's just going to march down and shoot everybody, or at least get him to look. If he does not shoot everyone, then they're forced to look his way, which is going to allow the hammer to drop on that D side of the field. And which is just textbook paintball. Changes every single event on how you actually are going to go about doing those moves. But nice work by Dan Zaleski. Again, proving why he's starting to become a top player.
Well, and in big games like this, your best players need to step up. That's twice now. Dan Zaleski's going head to head with AJ Lawhead, who's one of the best players on Aftershock. I mean, before Markowski and Sosine showed up, he had to shoulder so much of the burden for Shock to be successful
for 2 years.
And it's nice now to see him get some more help, and then the other players over those years develop. Velez stepping up, McKenna stepping up. Their starting 5 has been really solid over here this season, and at the beginning or at the end of last season. So it's nice to watch Aftershock really be competitive out here and be smart, be resilient, and really understand the game and be able to play at a high level again. But 187, again, the same thing. Those guys, they're developing every single tournament. They started off slow here, but every time we're watching these guys, you can just see the fight in them. They've always had really great attitudes, and they're stepping up, wanting to be great, and they're working hard out here.
And a body dropping early for upTon 187 crew. Looks like 5 players alive for Aftershock. And they've got their starting 5 out there, but Markowski tries to go up the center, and he comes off early. I'm not sure if he was the one that shot Zaleski early. Nick Roberts getting that shot on Markowski.
And look at Roberts and A.J. Lawhead going head-to-head right now. Oh, there goes Roberts taking the walk out, leaving the door open for A.J. Lawhead finally, not to get shot by him.
Roberts, 3 games in a row now. They're not getting any productivity out of him. And now Lawhead is going to be in the snake. Let's see if he can get one of these points back for Chicago Aftershock. He's in the 50. Ref's running in there to check him, but he should be clean.
I'm real surprised that these back players, once they're behind like A.J. Lawheads, are allowing these players to fill out to that corner. That's the first thing I would be looking for. If I shoot their snake player, that's the first thing I would look for them to go to that corner. And they're still making it out there. Is it easy to make it out there secondary, or?
It's not too difficult.
Okay.
With that temple and then the tall snake one cake, definitely blocks some lanes off. But again, it's all about timing, making smart moves, and Eddie Painter able to get out there. He's got some huge lanes on that Dorito side from the corner to try and keep McKenna from coming down the field. And he does have a teammate, Mantoni, over there on that side of the field as well.
Oh, so, Lawhead just got picked up, though, trying to get across that lane here in the 50.
So did Painter.
So bodies dropped for both teams. Velez still alive over here towards the center, though. And you're looking at Velez on your screen, looking underneath the A in the center. And right now it's, what do we got here? I believe it is 3-on-2. Thomas Mantoni and Greg Lizotte left. No.
Chris Sosine coming down and just doing work.
Talk about that clutch of Chris Sosine right there. Understanding, seeing the seams. Watching the players shoot down the wire.
He's got good timing.
He does, man.
I'm telling you, man.
And he moves well for a big man. There's a lot of guys in this league that prove that doesn't matter what size you are. We have pro players from, I don't know, what's Dave Bain, 6'3", 240, and all the way down to, the new pickup for T1 Top Gun Union, Zach Johnson, who's probably about 5'1".
Well, he's shorter than Lauren.
He is, too. I noticed
and
that.
Lauren comes up to about my waist. So
it doesn't matter what size you are. It's not an excuse.
And I'm only about 5'5", 350.
You don't look anything over 325, though, bro.
Yeah, but, so right now, Shock putting another point on the board. And, again, man, if you want to see what a look behind the scenes of what it takes to make a pro paintball team work, new season of roster kicks off this week. First episode was just released on June 17th. We're going to see that during halftime, or not during halftime, but during our lunch break here. So stick around for that. Let your friends know that it's coming up. It's an insightful look, man. You can get season passes through Vimeo on demand for about $10. You get bonus content with that season pass. Works on Apple's, Windows devices. And it's legitimately good enough to be a TV show. It actually was a TV show. The last season with San Antonio X Factor was on television in Europe. Like millions of households. It was kind of cool, actually. So
nice.
It's that good. So if you haven't seen it before, it's like Hard Knocks, but for paintball. And it's just, I think everyone can relate to that. Shock is facing a really tough battle. They're not that as highly funded as some of these other big teams. They don't have a deep roster. They didn't play one day of outdoor paintball all winter long until the day before the Dallas Open. So that's how difficult it is for them. Let's check out the event kill count leaders. Wow, Archie put up 56 kills this event alone. My God. Is that true? Jesus, man, that is insane. If he killed I'm speechless. The reason why is because Oliver Lang put up 75 kills in 2 events. So for Archie to get, Jesus, that means he's hitting way double digits every game.
Well, we've been calling his number a lot.
Oh yeah, Archie had a great event other than the major that he got against you guys, Todd. But hey, it's Archie Montemore. That's why he is the Top Gun leader through 3 events. So here we go. Carl Markowski, huge bite for Carl. Dives into the 50, and then he is going to wrap around and try to shoot. Gets a shot on, gets a kill right there. Carl gets taken out, though. And so Carl did his damage. Everyone looked at Carl. Bodies drop, but better field position right now for Max Trailer, and everyone goes to sleep on Max Trailer. Come on, Shock.
Oh, everybody.
Max Trailer is just going to town in the snake right now to keep his team in this game. If Max Trailer continues this run right here.
He might get a 4 or 5 pack.
Derula just has to stay alive over there in that Dorito side can and give Trailer a little bit of time. But Derula peels off Chris Sosine. 4-3.
Wow. No, I think Max
Trailer.
Trailer.
Now it's going to be 4-4.
Max Trailer shot Chris Sosine, and then I think the other guy got shot by Max Trailer.
Well,
I don't know.
It looks like
was
a
it
5-pack for Max Trailer.
Wow. Dude, they like you said, they went to sleep, Maddie. I don't think they didn't see him slip in there. Unbelievable.
You got to keep your heads up, man. You know, and those are small mistakes, but those are kind of, when you have a team like Aftershock, you kind of just got to roll with that sort of mistake sometimes. I mean, yes, try to improve upon their field awareness in those situations, but with the way that, Max Trailer just made a really good move. You know, Max Trailer was able to get into the snake, stay alive, and he went to sleep, or some guys went to sleep on him, and he was able to get some free kills, got a couple ones he earned. But Max Trailer, proving why he's one of the best players on upTon 187 crew.
Yeah, we haven't seen a 5-pack out of him for a while. We called his number a lot last year. I seen him do some run-throughs down the Dorito side of the field, whatnot. But that's the Max Trailer that I actually, liked from last year.
Whatever. Don't be perfect. Be clutch.
Yep.
And in an instance like this, it couldn't be more important right now for upTon, because think about it, man. They were losing by 1 right now. They tied it up right there. And again, they're fighting for the lives in the champs division. So look at, there's Markowski getting in. Trailer got in same time. Markowski beat him to the 50. Trailer comes up. Markowski got his kill cross field. So Markowski comes off, and Trailer owns the snake by himself. Shock pushes up the center here, right as when Trailer crawls up. So he gets a free kill there, and then Lod pushes forward. Nice job by Max Trailer. We got ourselves an even matchup right now, 4-4. 4 minutes and 56 seconds to go here in this relegation game. We'll be right back after this. Checking out the pits of Chicago Aftershock. And Shock, dead heat with upTon 187 crew right now. Their starting line already on the field. Chris Sosi, Carl Markowski, AJ Lahed, Rob Velez, and Cliff Ginter. Cliff Ginter had a big one-on-one victory yesterday for Chicago Aftershock.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're Aftershock, they're playing really well. So I mean, I'd like to see them. I would like to see them, continue what they're doing, because they're playing really well against 187. But just Max Trailer sneaking in the snake. Now it's an even game, so I would expect anything less than this.
3 of these games now, Aftershock almost was on the verge of having control of this snake and going. Two really nice shots by Dan Zaleski, and then at one big point right there by Max Trailer. Don't be perfect, be, what was it?
Really good when the pressure hits. I can't remember the name.
There's a word
do we
for
call
that.
it? There's a word for that.
I don't know, but you got to play good when it matters.
Let's go on the internet. Let's go check.
When the going gets tough, players get clutch. Is that what it is? Yeah,
that was the one.
That's it.
That was the word.
All right, so make sure
when the going gets tough, boss players get clutch.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. That's a good addition. Good addition. So do not forget to sign up for the PSP West Coast Open here, August 8th through the 10th, Riverside, California. Go to pspevents.com. Get your team into the fight. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She's down on the sidelines.
Hey guys, I'm standing here with Brian McKenna in Aftershock's pit. This is the best we've seen 187 play all weekend long. What are you seeing while you're out on the field that they're doing that's making them successful and able to tie up this game?
Well, that last point, they took that snake quick, died out, and then filled it pretty late, and we just got scattered and didn't see it, or lack of communication. I'm not really sure what happened, but he came down the snake and blew our Dorito side to pieces and took the point. But I don't know what they're doing off the break that's better than what they've been doing all weekend.
when a team is being successful in the snakes, sometimes more successful than you guys are able to be, what's the best way to kind of defend against that and make sure you can take control of that side?
I feel if they're getting up the snake, we got to push down these Doritos, because the farther we come down the Doritos and they're up the snake, it blocks out the vision from that sideways A. So I feel like we have to push up the Doritos to not be seen by the snake.
All right, we'll see who takes the lead.
Well, what's happening, to answer McKenna's question, is just a couple guys are stepping up on 187 crew. Well, the whole team is, but particularly two crucial guys for them. So looks like Shaw continuing to struggle here, lose Rob Velez off the break, and also not able to get a guy in the snake over here. But upTon 187 crew, they have a guy in the snake. And then now Markowski glides in. So let's see here, tense moments, 4:32 to go, tied up at 4. Both teams have a player in the snake. 5 bodies alive for the crew. 187 had Mantoni, Lazat, Trailer, Drula, and Zaleski. That's probably their 5 best guys.
And here comes Markowski in the Snake 3 for Aftershock. He's going to be going heads up with Zaleski, who's also in Snake 3. For the first time, 187's really actually able to get 5 bodies out alive. They're up 5-on-3 right now. Ginter and Velez walk off. Lawhead, he's over in that snake side can trying to protect Markowski. Dipping out to that Dorito side corner from the Dorito can, 187. There goes Derula from the back center over to the Dorito side can, stacking 3 bodies over the Dorito side now.
Look at this, Carl Markowski is zoned up. He's trying to wait for a head check from Dan Zaleski. Dan Zaleski won't give it to him. Dan Zaleski is committing his gun inside, and so Carl Markowski comes out wide. This is a very bold move because he's looking at 2 guns. Carl knows that he needs to try to make something happen and create an opportunity for himself. He's down 2 bodies right now. Look how far out Carl Markowski is. Carl's completely committed. He's got really fast reflexes, but he's got to be careful. He has no bunker.
Oh, there's
the
the
shot.
shot.
He gets a shot.
Look at the shot.
He got the shot, and Zaleski came out and shot again afterwards.
That might be a penalty, actually.
I think he definitely shot Zaleski first right there.
Yeah, and he's saying, like, he definitely, so I thought it for sure.
Man.
Oh, wow. So I can't believe they didn't. Oh, that's.
That should have been a major penalty.
Markowski just got robbed right now, and he's going to have some words with the referee. That was, and he worked hard for that one, and that would have really opened things up, but that's a.
I mean, if Zaleski gets a major on that, that's a huge.
That's a swing.
I
hope our replay guys can get us that replay. I want to see that again because I'm almost positive that Markowski. All 3 of us saw pretty much the same thing,
without
right?
question.
Markowski shot him first, and then Zaleski shot Markowski. Zaleski came in, comes back out, shoots again. I think that might be when he actually shot Carl.
Yeah,
but then they call it a simultaneous hit.
Yeah,
but still, I think Shock won the point anyway, though. Did they win the point?
I don't see that. No, the 187 won that point. They came down the Dorito side.
That's right. They came down the Dorito side. We're over here looking at that, but
look at this.
Let's look at this replay here. So Markowski all the way out. Here comes. Let's look at the paint. Yeah, he shoots him there, and then he comes out and gets a shot in on him.
Yeah, that was. I mean, you can see it better from the other angle, but that's definitely exactly what happened.
So there's Markowski. He shoots him right there. For sure he shoots him. He's not hit yet.
Nope.
And then he dives back in.
Look at that. He looks like a little frog.
Wait, did that come off the bunker?
No, dude, I'm telling you, it hit him.
Right in the loader.
Right there.
Yeah, right there, side of the loader.
Right in the inside.
For sure. So he shoots him. Zaleski comes out. He's hit. He continues to play. The referee comes in and does not make the right call because that should have been a major penalty on Dan Zaleski. And that would have left Carl Markowski in.
Yeah, no, that and I can.
Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing?
Oh, 100%. I can understand his frustration. You know what? Honestly, I wouldn't even have tried to call myself. I just kept playing. I would have made my own, personal call on that one. I mean, it'll be fair enough. But I respect Carl for asking somebody, getting a second opinion. But it's unfortunate because that's a huge turn of events, 5-4 now in favor of Chicago Aftershock. Because if that's a major penalty, the whole snake side's open and Carl Markowski's by himself.
Well, and then there'd be for 2 minutes they have to play down a body,
and there's only 2:44 left on the clock.
Yeah, so, I mean, Aftershock taking this time out, taking a little chance to breathe here. 2 minutes left in this game. Still a lot of time. They're outplaying them right now. There's little mistakes that they're making. Unfortunately, they're not being able to push down the field.
So closely matched, these two teams. And it's great to actually see upTon come out and play as well as they are playing today right now against Aftershock. It's just a tough shake for Carl and the rest of the crew from Shock right there. but they're going to have to get it back. I mean, we still got ourselves a game here with 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go. So, so it's getting close, man. You guys don't want to go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Yeah, so looks like we are going to go to Lauren instead of a commercial. So, Lauren, what do you got for us?
All right, 187 just took the lead against Aftershock 5-4. Now, this is the strongest we've seen you play all weekend. What are you finding is enabling you and being most successful for you against Aftershock to get this 1-point lead here?
Well, we know we have to control the snake. That doesn't mean dying stupid, getting on their side of the field. It means holding the wire, making sure they don't get on our side, and wait for the D side to play out a little bit. Now we're starting to step out and shoot their center, and we notice that they're trying to key up for our snake eye, and I think that's allowing us to get in safe.
All right, well, we are 30 seconds away. We'll see if Aftershock can tie this up, or if 187 will take a 2-point lead. Thanks.
I think it's going to come. This is the defining point right here. Shock can win this one. We'll probably end up going to an overtime. If upTon 187 crew does win this point, then that is going to be curtains for Shock, and Shock will get relegated down to the Challengers division, and then 187 will preserve their Champions Division spot.
Now, with that said, on Sundays, we talked about this yesterday, Matty. When you tie, if you go to a sudden death tie, it's a shootout. Is that correct or no?
It goes to a 3-minute overtime period, and then if there is a, disaster for Shock, it looks like they lose one, and might lose another one too, and they lose Carl Markowski as well. So the paintball god's not kind to Shock here off the break. upTon 187 crew really efficient at shooting those lanes. Max Traylor called that though, Todd.
Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be up to Velez and Sosine right now. Crossed up, see if they can get some kills. And Mikey Bruno going to blow that horn, try and give themselves another opportunity to win a breakout. Although this is going to put upTon 187 crew up by 2 points. But only 24 seconds came off that clock there. And, man, Chicago Aftershock
losing 3 on the
there.
break.
Yeah.
Man, that's... Oof. You can't. It's hard to recover from that.
Yeah,
especially when you're in the snake. Yeah, that's probably a smart move just to blow. Chris O'Seen was still playing. He was still going for the gold.
Well, hey, what a day for upTon 187 crew, as they lost every single game in the prelims. But every day, it's a new day. You get a new chance, and in these relegation games, as long as you win, you stay in. So it looks like that will be the case. But with 2 minutes and 20 seconds, you never know. That is enough time to score 2 points to tie it up for Shock. So we could potentially still see an overtime period. See some smiling faces. The game's not over yet, though,
no
for
way.
upTon 187 crew. But they should be happy with their performance thus far.
And when it comes to stuff like this, you know, when we come back from talking to Lauren real quick, I got a really good point to make for Mikey Bruno.
Well, actually, we're going to be heading to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this. So we're back here. So, we were just talking real quick. Todd, what do you think is the fast play out here? And now you can give it up because your tournament's over with. So.
Well, we used one against X Factor when we wanted to get a quick point, running up to that inside pin on the Dorito side, as Carl Markowski just goes all the way to the temple on the Dorito side. Off the break, he does not make it. But, we saw Chad Bougere come up the middle on the snake side yesterday and be effective. We went up through the gut to that inside pin on the Dorito side 3 times this event and worked every single time, shooting players running out wide on the Dorito side and then killing the snake side in the back. But Mikey Bruno sending Carl really far up on the Dorito side, gets clipped on the way in. But it's a 4-on-4 game right now. We're under the 2-minute mark, and another Shock player goes down.
Zaleski dying, though, so there's still a chance for Shock. I don't know. We will see if they can pull it out. Referee getting in there and checking out. I think that is that is that Velez or Lahed? Oh, wow, that was a nasty bunkering right there in the snake.
But good move right here. Here comes the snake Phil right here. I think that's AJ Lawhead.
There goes Velez.
He's got to come quick. There's only a minute 19 seconds left. I think they actually have this point right here.
I think there's only one body left in
Thomas
that Dorito
Mantoni.
side corner.
That's Thomas Mantoni.
And here comes Lawhead. He's going to come around wide. 1:07 left. If Lawhead can close this game out, then they're going to have an opportunity. But Lawhead gets shot by Mantoni.
Thomas Mantoni taking the 7th point for 187 crew. Thomas Mantoni.
Hey, 187, this is all of a sudden what I'm talking about when we talk about depth for 187. Now, they're not deep in the sense that they're 12 deep like, say, the Ironmen. But they're starting to get a lot of their players to step up. Mantoni, Zaleski, Trailer, Lazat. Once Derula gets in the mix, these guys are going to start having a chance, Todd.
Yeah, and like I was saying, beginning of this game, Mantoni, huge pickup. He's got lots of paintball experience at a really high level. Just hasn't been out here playing in the PSP Champions League in a while. So now that he's getting back into a groove, I mean, he's going to be huge for them out here. He already has shown that that he can shoot people on the break, be a clutch performer. He's definitely has that fire inside of him.
Oh, dude. I think fire defines Mantoni.
Yeah, he's actually like a volcano of molten lava, just ready to explode 3-4 times a day.
Yeah, facial expressions, expletives. He's a fired up kid. He's always been that way.
And a perfect example, him and Billy Bernaccia. They grew up playing paintball together.
Yeah, and it's cool to see that Hurricanes, were a really fun team to watch for a long time. They were the best team out of New England. Now 187 is carrying that New England legacy on, and it's great to see Thomas Mantoni, who was one of the top players on the Hurricanes, come and help out this new young guys that want to rep New England, rep their area, homegrown talent, and it's great to see. Congratulations to upTon 187 crew as they maintain their Champions Division spot, but a heartbreaker for Chicago Aftershock as they are forced to go down into the Challengers Division, and frustrating turn of events for them. It was a close game, but as you see them come out, man, just a mud-filled group of Chicago Aftershock players. So they need to keep their heads up, though, because they still are early in their professional journey. A lot of those guys on that team don't really have that much experience. They were able to pick up a couple experienced guys in Markowski and Sosine, and Mikey Bruno doing a great job leading the charge. But they're just not ready yet.
Check out some of the highlights from this game. There was Nick Roberts getting Carl Markowski those couple times. Here's Carl Markowski. When he came down, got bunked out. That's Nick Roberts. Had a pretty good game early for these guys. There's Carl Markowski, who was definitely playing well for them in the Snake. That turning point there at the end, and that 4-4 point proved to be the difference. As upTon 187 crew came out and stacked another point on the board, gave the lead with that big breakout. Here's Lazat. This was an opportunity that Lazat had to win a point for Chicago Aftershock that Shock ended up taking. But Nick Roberts, being that presence in the Snake, bunkering out Kirk Wozni, that upTon 187 needed to get them going early, give them some confidence, and make Aftershock respect them on the Snake side. So there's Zaleski getting that shot in on Lawhead. And, Zaleski just really played big for them today. Here's Rob Velez when he came over and bunkered out Max Trailer. And Lawhead, he didn't know that Trailer had gotten in there, got shot. Here's Chris Sosine with that big move down the Dorito side, bunkering 2 players out.
Well, let's check in with Lauren Kelly before we head into this next. This is a huge matchup. This is one of the biggest games that you could watch at this entire event. LA Infamous, Art Chaos playing in a semifinal matchup in the Challengers Division. So one of these two powerhouse teams is going to stay in the Challengers Division, and it will be the team that loses this game. So stick around for this one, but let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I'm standing here with your winners from 187, Matt Derula and Greg Lazat. Congratulations, you guys are safe. You're staying in the champions bracket. I'm sure you're very excited about that win, but why do you think it took until this final day to take control of the field and get that win?
I think teams have off tournaments. I think it's probably a combination of maybe practicing the field wrong, and not necessarily adjusting fast enough to what was actually happening. I guess it took 2 days of getting crushed to really learn the field, and we put a lot of time in last night watching Aftershock, seeing how the other teams that were successful played the field, and I think it paid off this morning.
What are those successful teams doing differently than what you guys started out doing?
Well, first off, they're staying in the backfield, just kind of laning our guys, especially our snake side. The first day we had absolutely no snake side, so that didn't help, and we know this snake is really strong. So, you know, yesterday we kind of fixed that a little bit, but today we really need to lane some people out, and I think we did that pretty well.
Yes, you did. You bumped Aftershock down to the challengers bracket. You had a couple X-plays there were playing in the middle. We haven't seen too much of that. What has to happen on the field to enable you to get down to that A and really get some kills?
Well, like Greg said, there's a lot of open spaces in the back center, so you're in a pretty good position to hit guys off the break, and it also leaves the center of the field open. So we had the opportunity to hit a couple wide guys and then really go up the center to capitalize on the opening.
Greg, when you guys got that 2-point lead, the largest lead we saw during that entire match, you were telling the guys in the pit not to celebrate yet. Why is that so important?
We've been up before, and teams have come back on us. We've made that mistake of celebrating, and, you know, in this division, you can't start celebrating until the game's really over.
All right, well, congratulations, guys. We will see you at the West Coast Open in the champions bracket. Like I said, 187B Aftershock. Aftershock will be bumping down with X Factor to the challenger bracket. Next up is going to be VCK versus Storm. VCK beat Art Chaos and Storm beat Infamous, so it should be a good game. Stay tuned.